Welcome to part 2 of my top 10 best episodes of MLP Season 9. For anyone who might have missed it, be sure to check out part 1 by clicking the link in the description. For everyone else, let us continue with
The magic of friendship grows.
number 5.
Sugar Bell, will you?
No,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
On 3,
Sure. 1.
2.
Will you marry me? Yep.
How many television series include a wedding as a way to bring closure to some of its most iconic characters? Well, MLP is no exception. But the relationship these two share was nothing short of beautifully adorable. Seeing how practically everything they were planning with their individual proposals went haywire in some of the funniest ways, it is so very touching to hear some genuinely thoughtful life lessons on how to make a relationship last, with a greater sense of joy through every passing year. Framing this scene right in front of Bright Mac and Pear Butter's tree makes their confessions of love all the more memorable, especially right when the sun shines through the branches. Plus, I must admit that setting up this story with individual characters narrating straight at the audience helps the story to stand out even more. And I don't care how many times I hear it. Granny Smith dreaming about a Star Trek scenario with various characters from Equestria is always going to be a laugh riot.
Where no pony has gone before. And whoosh! Away we flew! The magic of friendship grows.
Number 4.
Whoa, we got a spooner!
It's good you're finally being honest with your feelings for me, Rainbows.
Ugh.
Holy cow, there are so many weird ideas in Sparkle's 7 all coming together, and yet somehow it works. It works incredibly well. For being an episode dreamt up by all the main character voice actresses, I'm glad the writers still managed to put together not only a highly entertaining heist story, but also pulling through with a few emotional moments which really brought Twilight and Spike's sibling relationship to a new level. As much as Zephyr Breeze's cameo came completely out of left field, it brought a genuine purpose to the conversation between Fluttershy and Spike, which in turn made the lesson that much stronger. Plus, Rarity has some of her best over-the-top dramatics. Applejack's fake backstory kinda makes me wish it might have been real. And turning Luna into a Bond villain for even just a moment somehow tops all the other insanity here. And it'll still make me laugh for years to come.
There's always a secret entrance! So make like a glass of OJ and spill! The magic of friendship grows.
Number 3.
Stop trying to absorb my essence!
I wasn't doing anything of the sort. How dare you?
I wish we could have had even more episodes dedicated to just the MLP villains, especially if any more of them turned out to be as entertaining as frenemies. The dynamic between T-Rex, Chrysalis, and Cozy Glow, which was only hinted at in the season premiere, is on full display here. Their constant backstabbing with each other, over-the-top, rage-inducing reactions to their failings, even how they find camaraderie by making fun of the main six. And the song. Oh my gosh, how much I love A Better Way to Be Bad. Having grown up on some of the Disney classics, I suppose I'll always be a sucker for a great villain song. So I really have to give praise to the MLP staff for creating such a fun piece that's all about how much these characters want to take over the world. And let's not forget how important Frenemies is to the overall story arc of Season 9. It's always a treat when we get tiny hints about the eventual finale. And I've got to watch that campfire scene again.
I made a detailed list of all the ways I'm a failure.
The magic of friendship grows.
Number 2. must admit, I went back and forth on the placement for these two episodes. On the one hand, I cannot deny there are a couple of frustrating elements here. Certain character actions which either show a callous nature or just giving up too quickly. On the other hand, there is so much going on in these two episodes, it pretty much requires a rewatch just to pick up on all the little details. And the elements that work, really, really work. The battle with the villains where each of the main six and Spike all get to shine. Gathering the various nations together because of the Student Six. Having 3 generations of the elements of harmony landing the final blow. The stakes had never been higher in all of MLP Friendship is Magic. And yet, somehow, the writers managed to tell an exciting, entertaining, and even emotional story involving more characters than any other episode that came before it. Even with a couple of frustrating elements holding it back, I cannot deny that the ending of the end is still such a fantastic entry in MLP Season 9.
What are we gonna do, Twilight?
The same thing we do every time, Pinky. Try to save the world.
And yet, there's still one more episode that tops just about every other episode the MLP staff have ever made. And I'm sure every one of you already knows exactly which one that is.
The magic of friendship grows.
Number 1.
Close enough.
Okay.
There was never any doubt in my mind that The Last Problem is the best entry in all of MLP's Season 9. Perhaps in the entirety of the show itself. Expectations were at an all-time high for the final episode in the series. We'd all come to enjoy these characters, relate with their struggles, and want to see them achieve their dreams. Which naturally would have been quite the challenge for any writer to pull off, given how devoted the fans have been over these many years. And I have to hand it to everyone in the MLP staff for giving us such an emotional send-off, complete with a very worthwhile lesson on how even when friends need to follow such different paths in life, which may take them all over the world, they can still support each other. They can still encourage and uplift one another. And with enough effort, meet together every once in a great while to hold on to that friendship. It's just as the final song states, the magic of friendship grows. And I don't care how many years down the road in my life, I'll still feel a tear welling up every time I listen to this piece and watch these characters standing against the rainbow while the storybook comes to a close. It was honestly wonderful that so many within the MLP staff felt just as attached to this show as we were. Because you cannot evoke so much emotion from the audience unless you feel just as passionate about the work. The Last Problem may not be as comedic or entertaining as many of the other entries on this list, but it's such a beautiful ending that becomes all the richer with every subsequent viewing. Easily the best that My Little Pony Season 9 has to offer. But then, I'm really just one fan who has been following this show for, nearly 8 years now. I have no doubt there are plenty of other fans who feel just as passionate about these characters and stories, if not more so. And as always, I'd very much like to hear your thoughts on the best of Season 9. Because, like I've stated from the very first video I ever made about My Little Pony, I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.